Thanks for checking out AIPRM, the #1 prompt library and prompt management tool that works perfectly with ChatGPT. It's a free browser extension, currently works with Chrome and Microsoft Edge, and it can really 10x so many of the tasks you're doing in your business. So whether you are a business owner, a solo marketer, part of a bigger team, like in sales, you can be using ChatGPT to do social media, email, business planning, website content, you name it, there's a prompt for that. In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to get started with AIPRM. We're going to go through using prompts, managing your prompts, and even creating prompts. If I don't cover something in depth, feel free to check out our range of tutorials. We go into everything. We also have a forum where if you have any questions, just post a thread and someone will be happy to answer your questions there. Let's dive in. Using your prompts. So once you have installed AIPRM onto your browser, you will see it on top of ChatGPT, all the thousands of prompts available right away. We'll go into the different lists that you can set up, but initially you'll look at the public lists. These are public, have been made by our community of prompt engineers, tinkered with, made to output exactly what you're looking for. So say for instance, right out of the gate, you want to create some sort of social media post, right? So you can search for any type of prompt by going through the topic, activities, sort by what's the most popular or what's being used the most, or the search bar. So say I want to create captions and hashtags for my landscaping company. All I need to do, if you look down in this context window, is just like you use ChatGPT normally, when you click on the prompt, it appears and is applied. All the written prompt, all the instructions for ChatGPT are under the hood. You don't need to worry about that. All you need to worry about is the clue, the prompt hint that you're being given that you have to execute. So say, for instance, I'm doing this landscaping company. I want to promote my service. So I'm going to do mowing your lawn for my keyword. And it's going to generate a whole bunch of really cool Instagram captions and hashtags that I can use. So if I'm taking like a picture of someone's lawn and one of my employees mowing it, then I can put that up on Instagram and then I'll have transforming my garden one mow at a time. Are you lawn goals yet? Click link in the bio. So it really understands each of the different platforms. It's really cool. Say for instance, we want to actually have an impact on the output before it even goes out, right? So you want to input the tone and the writing style. This is key for any larger business that wants to maintain brand consistency across all of their content. Now, all of a sudden, you can access these 20 different tones or writing styles. So we've got things like friendly, informal, optimistic, sarcastic, or writing styles like conversational, journalistic, satirical, right? Those are all pre-built in. So I can actually do, let's say I want to do an email that's friendly and persuasive. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to go to my search bar and I'm going to click for an email prompt. So let's do, cold email for your prospects, but we want it to be friendly. So let's say that we are home services and we sell plumbing. So we're going to do leaky faucet email campaign. So I put that in. Now see how all of a sudden the email content is a little more friendly and a little more persuasive, right? This is really cool. Okay, so you can do all this and you start to see the output that comes in. Now, say you want to create your own tone and writing style. We can actually do that by going to your account, clicking on my account and going to view account here. This takes you to the administrative page where you can now build out your own custom tones and writing styles. Really easy. So I made a few that I think were really helpful. For instance, funny. I want something that's funny. I want my tone to be funny. But writing styles, you can get really creative. So I came up with listicle. Let's say I wanted my output to be in a listicle. So, those are really popular in search results on Google. I wanted all of my writing to come out with the humor of Ryan Reynolds. I want it to be very serious, like a New York Times editorial. Or I wanted it to be like as if it was written for a 5-year-old. And just to show you in action, I did a simple prompt that I prepped before this of explaining the theory of relativity, right? So here it is, special theory of relativity, general theory, really complicated Einsteinian explanations, right? But here's a version where I said, explain it to me like I'm 5, using that writing style before I set the prompt. Of course, imagine you're in a car that's moving really, really fast, like a race car. Everything inside the car is moving. You can see how different the response is based on these pre-made tones and writing styles. Now, say I wanted to keep going, but I wanted to improve this because it's not exactly the way I would want it to be for my target audience. We have this Power Continue tool. You'll see this after you've already generated a prompt, and there's a drop down and things like exemplify, expand, explain. And then for these on our premium plans, you can actually make your own custom Power Continue as well. So going back to our account, I made a few myself, which I find to be really, really helpful. So the first off is sometimes ChatGPT can use cliches, which makes your copywriting like a little bit of boring. So what I actually did is I used a Power Continue to remove cliches. So then if I have the writing, all I do is click Power Continue, I hit the remove cliches, and it'll rewrite it without the cliches. Same for adverbs or editing, for removing the passive voice and making my copy more actionable. I have Power Continue for those. And then finally, I had one that would be an assessment for the content output. So this one I actually wrote was content improvement suggestions. So this would review the output, make any actionable suggestions on how to improve the content in a bulleted list by order of priority, providing a grade on clarity, specificity, readability, reading level, and include a summary of the results. So you can see how you can use this Power Continue to save you a ton of time with a prompt to be added right after your initial output. One other really cool thing that I want to highlight is this custom profiles. Now you get a custom profile on the premium plan. You can actually make multi custom profiles, but to set that up, going back to the account, same way that we came, you can add in these custom profiles. So in this example, I did a little bit of sci-fi, Matrix, and Terminator, but I have one for Neo, my personal custom profile that would be injected into the content. So when you click that custom profile, it already knows about you. So if you're using this for your business and you're doing any sort of social media or you're doing anything for website copy, using the custom profile saves you a lot of time because you already have that information. In the example of a business, I had Skynet, from Terminator, pop culture jokes. And then finally, our own AIPRM example. But these can be as comprehensive as you need them to be, and it really saves you time in content generation output. So that's what you need to know. One other thing I want to highlight is on the premium plan, we do have that watermark that shows up for the output behind of AIPRM. On the premium plan, you can actually remove that. You would go to your settings like I showed you and just click this hide AIPRM watermark, and therefore it wouldn't be there anymore. Bam. Okay, next up. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show you, I almost forgot, is live crawling. So the way you would do that is we have live crawling prompts that you can find by searching for live crawling, and these start to pop up all over the place, right? So I have one set up here that I built, which is make a Twitter thread for a blog post. The idea here is, and this is really cool because it's taking content that's live on the internet. And why does that matter? ChatGPT is only trained up to 2021 information. So anything that's happened since then, ChatGPT is not familiar with. But sometimes you want to have current content in your output. So with live crawling, it can actually get all the text from a specific URL and put it into your content. So in this example, I have an article from Bankrate called How to Buy a House in 2023, contemporary information, right? And so in my prompt that I built with variables, I have this thread. I want it to be 7 posts for Twitter or X. I use the Twitter handle that I want incorporated into the thread and the URL that we want. So when I click this, it's going to crawl the article and start putting together a really nice, well thought out Twitter thread that highlights specific aspects from the article. It has hashtags in there. It has some bullet points. And then at the end of it, it's going to have an actual link to the article. And it's going to have the Twitter handle that's referenced the bank rate. So you'll see that come at the end. So just think about how much time this will save you for creating Twitter threads on a blog post that you've just created. Huge. And there it is at the end. The last one, bank rate and the article. Boom. So useful. Now, the next thing that I want to talk through is how to manage your prompts. So what I typically do if I were to get started on this all over again is up top here, you have your favorites. So any prompt that you use, that's the first way to start managing your prompts. If you know you have a prompt that you want to use over and over again, like this, human written, 100% unique SEO optimized article, which is the most popular prompt in our entire library to write a whole well-written article just based on a keyword. Just like think about how you can expand your content marketing with that out of the gate. But say if I want it, I just favorite it. I click favorite, and then all of a sudden it appears in my favorites, and I have that available to use over and over so it doesn't get lost in the thousands of different prompts that are out there. So we've got our favorites list. In the premium version, we have AIPRM verified prompts. These are prompts that have been verified by our staff that they are like really high quality. Because remember, outside of, the verified prompts, everyone can participate and make a prompt. I encourage you to. We'll go over how to do that in a minute. But you can see a list of AIPRM prompts. We have the public prompts. Then we have your own prompt. Any prompt that you have created that's private and only visible for you. Obviously, you can see I enjoy making prompts. I've made ones for email marketing campaigns. I made ones for review request campaigns, live crawling, summarizing an article for my social media, live crawling for analyzing a homepage, all sorts of really cool things that you can actually do and build out your prompts. Possibilities are endless. But moving on, the other key thing to use is lists to organize your prompts. So once you start getting a lot of prompts, it can become overwhelming. So you want to have specific lists. So you can actually create your own list like I did for my marketing prompts. So this has all of my favorite marketing prompts available. And it's really easy to create a list. You just click this plus add list. We'll do sales prompts. Okay. And we'll create the list. And then all of a sudden I can start adding specific prompts to any of my lists. So, I just click on that little icon and now I can add this one to sales prompts, add to lists, and then boom, now all of a sudden I have my sales prompts. So that's really good to organize and manage your specific prompts for specific use cases. There is a limit to how many prompts you can have and how many lists you can have per prompt. However, if you need more, we have increasingly high premium plans that you can access to make sure that you have all of your prompts covered. Now, you'll notice the difference between these two lists, where this one has a little Teams icon on it. Well, this list that I have is a private list, but you can also build a Teams list. So if you are using ChatGPT in your business, or if you're just using it with a bunch of friends and you want to share a list with all of your curated prompts, either that you've made or you've found from the public library, you can do that via Teams. And the way to get to Teams is by clicking on your account and then clicking on Manage My Team. And that'll take you to your main admin page. You'll see here at the top is the teams, right? So you can create a team where you just add a team and you put in the name and you put in the description, and then it's available and you can start adding users, right? Now, some of the newer features that we've added on the premium plans is the ability to give other users the ability to add prompts or to add team members. That's exclusive to the premium plans. But on the free plan, you can create a team and start adding anybody that you want. Basically, you create, like this little invite when you add a user, create the invite link, and then you just send that to the person, and then all of a sudden they can access your specific list. Pretty cool, right? So you can start to see how managing all of your pre-built private and personal prompts can help you use ChatGPT and generative AI so much more effectively in your day-to-day, save you a ton of time. Because if you're already using ChatGPT and you're just typing in a prompt every single time, that's really maybe not well thought out, or maybe you're just using a spreadsheet and that's annoying to navigate, AIPRM can help you do it all and manage it all so much more effectively, kind of without losing your mind. Finally, I want to walk through how to create your own prompt. So if you are in your own section, you'll see this button that allows you to add a private prompt. Now, we've covered how to create a really effective prompt in our Friday AI YouTube series, and we also have a tutorial article. In essence, what I want to walk you through is what you need to think about when you're building your prompt. So before you even create a prompt, think about what you wanted to do. What is the task? Is it creating an article for your website? Is it writing an ad headline for Facebook? Are you doing social media content for TikTok? Are you writing a script for YouTube? What do you want? Or just writing an email? Whatever you want to do, you can do, but have that in mind before you get started, because you'll want to break it down into a few key components. One is the user telling ChatGPT to act as an email marketing expert, act as a copyright, act as a sales guru. That's the user. Then the task. What do you want it to do? I want you to write 3 emails that are short and to the point and can help sell our brand new product X. What is the context? So product X, what is it? What does ChatGPT need to know? Oh, well, it'll, save you time. It's, shoes that are, comfortable on your feet, but they don't fall apart. All those details are the context that ChatGPT would need to know. The constraints, what do you not want it to do? Don't mention a competitor. Don't mention that it's available in brown. It's kind of like when I was setting up those custom, tones and styles to not use cliches. That would be a constraint that you would want to use. Don't use emojis in social media, or format it as a bulleted list. All of those constraints are key to executing what you're looking for. Now, one of the really cool features of AIPRM is if you're building these prompts to use over and over and over again, sometimes you want to create variables. So with AIPRM, you can actually create these variables so that in addition to the main prompt that you're filling out, like what you already have your prompt built, what are you putting in, what's the input, you can have specific variables that can be used to accomplish a couple of different things within that one prompt and make the reusability so much more effective. Here, let me show you. So I built a prompt about writing an email marketing campaign. In this email marketing campaign, I've created a bunch of variables. Let me show you what it looks like when I click on it. Okay, so now all of a sudden you can see that I've had the variable of the number of emails. So I can have this prompt do 1 email. I can have this prompt do 7 emails. The business name. So it actually knows the business name that is going to be incorporated into the emails, which is useful, right? The industry. How do I know this is specific? If I'm an agency and I'm working with different industries, I can use the same prompt, just let it know what industry. And then the email copy framework. So there are a bunch of really interesting frameworks for writing persuasive emails on the internet. I picked out 3 of my favorites and actually included that in the prompt so ChatGPT knows, okay, well, this is the PAS, the problem agitate solution framework. This is what it means. Incorporate that into your email copy, right? Storytelling, having it be a story. And then what is the length of the email? So I was able to do all this by adding these variables, and I'm showing you under the hood how I did this. So, I said, here's my user, act as an email marketing expert. Here's my task, write a blank email marketing campaign for my business. So this was the variable 1 is the number of emails. So 5 email marketing campaign for my business. Blank, the business name, in the blank industry, so say the real estate industry, about prompt. So the prompt is my topic. Are you still with me? Because this is how you're going to build these really cool, yet somewhat complicated prompts. It's like creating your own Mad Libs and having it all mapped out, and then making it really easy. Once you do it once, you can use it over and over and over again. And then in the target language is critical if you want to create a public prompt that's available to anybody, because AIPRM prides itself in its ability to output in any language, and the target language variable makes sure that you do that. So make sure that the emails are blank. So that's the length, right? Short, medium, or long that you can choose in the drop down. Using the blank marketing framework, that's the marketing framework I've selected, write each email to effectively achieve the goal of the campaign. Offer 3 subject lines, so that's part of the task, right? That I want to make sure it has 3 subject lines, and then a recommended cadence for the email campaign. I actually want ChatGPT to tell me, oh, send the first email out, then send the second email out a week later, and then the third, a couple weeks later. Then leave placeholder opportunities for first name and other personalization through the email. And then here's how I actually create the variable. So I have the variable 1, colon, and then I have the placeholder. So it's number of emails, the business name. And then in the example that I had with the actual dropdown, I have a double colon after the placeholder with each selected option with a pipe in between. You just have to format it like that. But once you get the hang of it, it's really easy. And then at the bottom, I have for reference the marketing email framework, so it understands what I mean, because you don't necessarily know for sure that ChatGPT knows exactly what you're referring to. And then you see with the prompts, I can create a nice teaser so I know what it's about, like a description, a prompt hint, so I know what the main prompt that I'm putting in, what the main input is. In this case, it's what do you want your email campaign to be about? And then the title. So it's easily findable either for me, my team, or the entire AIPRM community if I'm building these public prompts. You can choose the topic for easy visibility, so it can be discoverable, the activity, who can see it, as mentioned, just me, just my team, or everyone, and then which models is it's made for, and then my name, Garrett Sussman, so I get credit. And if you are a prompt engineer, or you're an agency, or you want people to find you, and you're making these public prompts, you can actually put your URL to generate some traffic to your own website. And then you save the prompt. Now you see this clone button. That just means on the premium plan, you can see other people's prompts and you can fork them. You can clone them to your own library and then tweak them for yourself. How cool is that? So we've covered it more in depth. Watch some of our other, videos and tutorials all about building prompts and variables and brand and voice and specific industries we go through. But that's pretty much everything you need to know for getting started with AIPRM. I hope that it's helpful. As I mentioned, if you do have any questions, head over to forum.aiprm.com. We have more training materials there. You can post a thread. And if you haven't, at least give it a try. Head on over to AIPRM.com, install the free browser extension for Chrome or Microsoft Edge, and start using this really cool tool that amplifies everything on ChatGPT. We do have other large language models coming, like Claude and Bing and, all the other ones that are out there, Llama by Facebook. Soon you'll be able to use AIPRM on any of those, not just ChatGPT, but for the time being, it's ChatGPT. I hope this has been helpful. Thanks again for checking out AIPRM. We can't wait to help you generate a ton of really cool prompts. See you later.